Alden had a drawing in his pocket. He's like, Harry, can I show you something? I'm like, please, sure. And he loves bunnies for some reason. He loves bunnies, and he drew like a scene of with grass and a tree and like a little bunny hidden in the grass at the bottom. I'm like, oh my god, it's awesome! You did that? I was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. And then we went to one of the vendors, and I forget who it was, but he was like showing us his comic and everything, and telling us all about it, the story behind it. And I'm like, hey, Alden, show him your, because he was like drawing something at his table at the time. I'm like, look at him. He's like drawing one of the characters right now. He's like, actually, you want to show him your character, the bunny you drew? It's like, sure. And he like shyly, took it out of his pocket and like showed him. I
love stuff like that.
And he's like, how do you get so good at? Like, I can never be that good. It's like, sure you can if you practice, long enough. If you a little bit here and there, you'll get to be this good one day. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's good that the artist can encourage them. Do you remember who it was by any chance?
I know I've talked to him at length before. I just can't remember his name right now. It's like not coming to me, but he's a cool guy. Yeah.
Nice. That's good. George was saying, by the way, what made Plastic City incredible was the Wonder Duck puppet by you, Amy. Thank you again. That one. Amy made a Wonder Duck puppet.
Yeah, I saw the picture. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Came out awesome. Beth is with us. Hey, Beth. Good to see you. Beth is one of our volunteers for the show and a good friend of ours. Wonder Duck stole the show. Yeah, it did. I got to admit, like seeing George's face when he was opening up the box to look at it was awesome.
Yeah.
And let me see. Red Shirt stole the show. People like George Berdina are the reason I like making puppets. And George said, thank you, Beth McNutt. And aw shucks, Amy. That's awesome. And I'm glad, George, you made it out to the show. It was awesome to see you there. Audrey Hebert, she said, hey, Keith, great show on Saturday. You throw a heck of a party. Thank you so much, Audrey. Thanks for tuning in as well. Appreciate that. And he said, I'm definitely catching that wrap up. Oh, nice. Lunch Money Comics in the chat. Had to jump on for a few to say hi. Fantastic show this weekend. This is Mike from Lunch Money Comics, who has an awesome YouTube channel you guys should check out. It's he's one of those comic hunter guys. He goes and finds deals and awesome, Silver Age and Golden Age books, cool. And such a sweetheart of a guy too. I had a few minutes during the show and was able to chat with him and do an interview, and I think he's going to throw it up on his channel in the next month or so. So look for that and subscribe to Lunch Money Comics if you haven't. And let me see what any other ones. Oh, George said it was well worth 4 hours. Well, that's awesome. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we'll talk a little more at the end of the show about Plastic City. I'd like to hear what Harry's, experience was throughout, because I'm bouncing around that place like a crazy.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
I miss all these like cool side stories that happen, around the show that I never get to hear.
I'm sure you slept very well that night.
Yeah, I'm still not 100%. Like I think I need about another day. My voice is a little better than it was last night,
Yeah.
So that's good. That's awesome. So without further ado, we should probably bring in tonight's guest and just have a nice chat with everybody. Couple of good campaigns coming up. And what did Lunch Money say here? He said, thanks, and look for the video in a few weeks. It's a very photogenic comic show. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you took pictures of, Mike. That's awesome. Thanks for jumping in and let me know you're here. That's awesome. And like I said, check out Lunch Money Comics. It's a great channel. All right. So without further ado, let's bring in tonight's guest. We got two brothers one of them's been on the show before, one hasn't. And then our good friend Tony, who's been on the show many, many times. So let me start with the first one here is Justin Soto. What's up, Justin?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, how are you?
How's it going, man? Thanks for joining us on Indie Comics Relay. And let me bring out your better half here, Ben Soto. What's up, Ben?
Wow, never been referred to as his better half.
It's a better. Now, which one of you guys are older? Is it Justin? Justin,
I'm the older one.
Ben, you're older. Okay,
yeah.
I would have guessed the other way, but not by much. Or year? How many years apart?
7 years apart.
7 years apart.
Really?
Yeah.
I lived a hard life. Yeah. I get it.
That's awesome. And then let's bring in our third guest, our fan favorite here, Tony James. What's up, Tony?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's been a while, man.
Yeah. The Soda Brothers, you guys are unmistakably related. When I first came on, I just saw Justin. I was like, oh, Ben got a beard. That's pretty cool. And then I was like, oh, no, that's not Ben.
Like that episode of Star Trek where Spock grows that goatee.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the mirror.
evil
We
twin.
got both
Yeah.
versions of the mirror universe here going.
You
on.
can tell. You can
That's
tell they
great.
were evil based on the facial hair.
Yeah.
Common
And
trope.
Amy said the older siblings are always more childish, right, Keith?
Mm-hmm.
I can attest to that because I am the older sibling, and
Mm.
on my side, my brother's only a year and a half younger than me, and he's super serious, hard worker. Me, I'm the slacker comic
Mm.
guy, So, but you guys are both into the comics, which is awesome. That is cool, and I like that you guys work together. You make your own. How long have you guys been making comics together?
I think we started 2018.
2018 sounds right. 2018, 2017.
Oh, so it's that
Yeah.
recent. It wasn't like something you guys did when you were younger, huh?
Not we just sat around and drew together, but I don't think
But we
actually
never thought
creating
to
a
make a
story
book.
together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we
Gotcha.
would create stuff here and there, but like actually publishing stuff came around in 2018.
No
We
kidding. So
decided
you're
to
fairly
Put our feet in the
recent.
ground, like really publish something, put something out there.
Was Tricks and Treats the first thing you guys did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah, it was.
awesome.
Cool.
You guys know, I know it's all horror. Are you guys major horror fans?
Yeah.
We are, yeah.
Nice. Me too. You know, it's funny. Like, I'm a big horror fan, and I don't know if are you a horror fan, Tony? Or
Oh yeah. I said on the show, like my dad had this huge cabinet full of like horror VHSs, and I like watched all
nice.
of them. So I was like watching slasher flicks when I was like 8.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I was watching that stuff when I was way too young.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it's funny though. Like I love horror movies. I love going to horror conventions and things like that. But like, I don't have a horror comic, which is odd. Like Amy's like, why don't you write something? And I was like, no, I just don't have an idea for a horror thing. It's weird. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just gonna watch so much. I don't know.
Would you want to though? Would you? If you had
I
the
would
opportunity?
if something came to my mind that I felt was like fresh and different enough. I probably would.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I got
Yeah,
something for you.
You do. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down with that. I love what you guys are doing, and the anthology stuff is great. Like, and you guys write all of these yourself, or
Yeah, sometimes we'll bring in help.
yeah,
But yeah, for the most part, it's both Justin and I doing the writing.
nice. And do you get? I forget. Do you guys both do art too? You said
Yeah.
you do, right? And do you guys do some of the art on the stories here?
Yeah.
You do.
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
in volume 2, Justin's doing like most of the heavy lifting here. He's, what do you think, like 4 or
I think
5?
it's 4 out of the 6 or something.
4
like
out of the
that,
6
yeah.
stories. Yeah.
Oh,
You guys write similarly or draw similar, or is it the same same style?
Probably closer. Our writing style is probably closer than our art style. Our style is
Mhm.
different.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think we have some of the same like influences and the same like notions of like drawing and stuff, but you can definitely tell our styles apart.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
But you can
Yeah,
probably
just-
also see where they meet sometimes too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be a
Justin
cool-
grew up and he was very into anime. So that's,
Oh, okay.
to see some of that influence in his
Oh,
work.
okay.
Mhm.
Nice. Yeah, like I'll bring a campaign up soon so we can take a look, because I know you guys have. I looked at it and it has all the different stories that are in the second volume of. Is it more pages than the first one, or about the same?
It's a little more pages. I think the first one was 94 pages. This is going to be 100.
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And Tony, have you ever written a horror comic? Like, did you released, or you have an idea one that you're in the works with?
Well, I mean, Star War has horror elements in it. There is one that I have in my drawer that is that has it's much spookier. And the artist that actually works on Star Noir, like we've talked about it a number of times. So
Oh, okay.
we'll
That's
eventually
cool.
get to
So
that.
you might have something down the road. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Mhm.
That's cool. He's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
artist too.
Yeah.
The Star Noir guy. You
Yeah.
found a really great artist there, Tony. Like you.
Yeah.
Great team, because the artist and your colorist is just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a top looking book. Like it's just really, really solid.
Yeah.
And I loved I loved the first one, so I can't wait to read the second
I mean,
one.
yeah, the second one, we're like finally getting to like the end of the book. Like the my artist Pablo is like literally inking the last scene in
Oh,
in the
that's
second book.
nice.
Yeah. And yeah,
When do
so
you
every
project that to go to the printer? Maybe a couple
yeah,
months.
that's and then it's like sort of like a mad dash for the Kickstarter for book 3. But like everybody has to have the books in their hands before I launch the third campaign. So
Yeah, so are you trying to get the third campaign started before the end of the year? If
Oh
possible?
yeah. Last time we did it in late September. I think this one's going to be in October. And there's going to be no gap, no break. We're going to jump right into the next book because we have the script already ready to go. So.
Oh, gotcha. So they're going to just start right into issue 3. That's a smart way to go.
Yeah.
Have it all ready for them to go.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of doing with my mascots books when I was doing crowdfunding for 3 at a time. I was trying to get like each script ready to go when the artist finished the previous one, so that you can just keep going. I found the guy kind of got burned out a little bit towards the third one. So I don't know if I do multiple books going forward, I'll probably only do 2 instead of 3, but
yeah. And I went to Brooklyn Comic-Con. I never got to tell you how that went.
no, I'd love to hear your experience and now was that the first con that you set up at?
That was the first time I had ever tabled ever.
No kidding.
And it was pretty amazing. I mean, I had my expectations really low. I took your advice, Keith, and I took Johnny's advice. Time. And I kind of really was like, all right, well, if I could break even, I think I won. And I actually exceeded that completely.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. People
that rarely happens too, to tell you the truth. Yeah. I mean, it does happen, but it rarely.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was sort of hoping for like that first taste free experience where you like, the first time you do a new venture, like you hope that one goes well so that the next few times when it doesn't go so well, you remember that the first time, like it is possible for things that, and I definitely got that. What was crazy to me is people would like buy the book and then they would kind of like come back like an hour later and they were like, can you sign this? Like you need to sign this. And I just I just thought that was so great. Like some people were like, do you want more money just for me to sign it? And I was like, no, I'm not famous. Like I'll just sign it for you.
Yeah, I know. I get that sometimes too. And I was like, no, signatures are, like we're not like Alex Ross here,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or Stan Lee or whatever. But like,
but I just love
that's awesome though.
I love the con experience. I think what you guys didn't set me up for that I thought was pretty awesome was the kind of like camaraderie with like other vendors that are next to you. There was a commission artist and he had like all these like DC characters and then I was like just telling him like, oh, I'm a huge fan of Batman, and then like 30 minutes later he's like tapping me on the shoulder and he's like showing me this.
Oh wow, look at that. He just
awesome.
gave that to you?
Yeah, he just drew it for me right then. He drew Spider-Gwen for my partner Gwen because her name's Gwen.
Yeah.
And then not to mention like there was a whole bunch of pro wrestling, like amateur wrestling that was going on the entire time because they have a wrestling ring there. And so
John was telling me that. That was wild.
Like every 30 seconds or so, you're hearing like the slam of a canvas. Like I'm ringing somebody up for a Star Noir book, and they're like announcing a title fight like at the other side of the room.
That's
that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah,
it kind of is. I mean, I've always said, I've said it many times on this show how wrestling and comics go so well together.
Yeah,
especially the old '80s wrestling.
Yeah, I think you guys would love Brooklyn Comic-Con just for the wrestling aspect of it alone, because that was really fun.
Was it indoors?
Yeah.
Or was it outdoors?
Yeah, it was funny. There were people who were like coming up to my table in like full wrestling gear, like no shirt, arm bands or whatever, and they're like, "Cool comic, I got to go wrestle." Like,
that's great. I know when Johnny researched it, the one thing he reported to me was the lack of celebrity stuff going on there, and I think that's why we were originally interested in going. Was like, okay, no celebrities, that they're not sucking all the money out of the room. Yeah, and it seemed to be like all kinds of like, not even like it was just vendors and like wrestling and a bunch of other weird things, right?
Yeah, the only celebrity that I saw was the actor that played the Black Ranger in the original
Oh,
Power
yeah.
Rangers from the 90s.
Yeah.
That was
Usually
the only
those have a pretty big line, the Ranger people.
Yeah, he was the only celebrity that I saw. But what I loved about Brooklyn Comic Con was that it had this small convention feel, but the energy was like similar to New York Comic Con. Like
That's
when
cool.
like when they had like a line around the block because there was only like one entrance for everyone to come in. But yeah, like just so much cosplay, like everyone just and so much encouraged drinking. Like, oh my god,
really?
everyone had a cocktail in their hand.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Johnny were still planning on going. We put our applications in, and I never heard anything until I think maybe about 2 weeks before the show, where they finally sent me a rejection letter.
No.
But at that point, I wasn't planning on going because I hadn't heard from them.
It's
And I
actually
think
too
the same
bad.
thing happened with Johnny too. What's that, Harry?
It's too bad you didn't have a wrestling ring at your convention this weekend. Like those two guys.
Well,
those,
it's funny when
those two vendors that could have like duked it out in the ring.
yeah, take it out in the ring.
Right.
We talked about it when we were at the last venue because it was big enough that we thought, oh, maybe we could put a wrestling ring in here
that'd be
and
cool.
do something. But
Mhm.
we never,
Yeah.
we moved from that venue, so it'd be tough at the new location at the Hilton.
So
I think.
do you think that's gonna be like a year, annual thing now? Do you like
I
it
hope
there?
so.
Yeah.
Like I told you, like we wanted to go there originally, and then for years they wouldn't give us really any good dates to do the show.
Mhm.
And then Amy talked to them, and we were able to get it done for a summer convention. And when we were there this weekend, the staff was really nice, very helpful. We met the manager,
Mhm.
the hotel manager. She liked what we were doing, and I met with her after, and everything sounded good. So
That's
I'm
cool.
gonna probably approach them in a couple weeks and see what we got for dates in 2025 and see if we can book it again. I think
That's
it'd be
cool.
great,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I'm glad you had a good show, Tony. That's awesome. I feel like the New York shows are much better attended probably than the ones up here in Massachusetts and Connecticut and stuff, just because there's so many more people down there, especially in the city and stuff.
Yeah.
You should try one of the Big Apple ones. I remember those being pretty crowded.
Mhm.
I think that guy, I think he still does them twice a year. I don't know what the table costs on those, or if it even makes sense, but those are ones to check out. And then New York is just like, if you're trying to get an Artist Alley table, forget it. It's near impossible to get one because they're very if you're not a name, they just kind of like whatever,
Well, one of these years, I hope to sneak into New York Comic Con with Johnny. Just try to nudge myself into it.
Oh,
I used to go. I went for like 5 years straight, and I think I stopped after the first year of the pandemic because we went whenever they opened the first time, and it was miserable. Like the aisles were so wide that people weren't even coming over to your table, and it was just half the attendance, and we basically, but the prices were still sky high, because it was New York. So yeah, it wasn't a good experience. And I haven't been back since, but I don't know, maybe down the road I'll do New York again, but it's such a pain to get in and out of that convention too. So whenever I think about doing it, I think about that, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it, because it's just a hassle. Like you have to deal with the union and all this other crap, and it's just you can't just walk through the doors, basically,
Yeah, totally.
Justin, do you guys do conventions?
Yeah, not a lot, but we do some.
Where are you guys located again? I forget.
Well, Justin's in Texas, and I'm in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Oh, wow, you guys are that far apart. Do you guys ever meet up at a convention or?
OathCon, yeah.
Oh,
In
nice.
October.
Nice. That's awesome. You guys should, like, especially with your books, maybe think about doing a couple horror shows and see see if you have any crossover, fans
Right.
over there.
You just went to
I'm a-
one, didn't you, Keith?
I
just
was
went
at
to
Monster
Monster.
Expo, a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago. That was a really nice show.
Yeah.
We had Joe on a while ago. He's the promoter for that. He was actually at my show this weekend too.
Mhm.
Nice guy and runs a good horror convention. But yeah, no, I feel like your comic would do great at one of those.
Yeah, there's a Bigfoot convention that happens out here in Oklahoma. I thought about
Oh, really?
tabling there. I thought, maybe one day we'll check it out.
Now, I would be curious just to see what what kind
Right.
of dealers they would have there. Because we
We-
have here in Lemonster,
Yeah,
we
we-
have like an alien convention or something.
Well, I
right,
think it was
Harry?
like a half. I think it was like a half and half. It was like a Bigfoot / UFO convention, and I'm not sure. Is it the town hall down here? And I don't
I
know
haven't
if they.
seen them do it in a few years, but it's like
I
it
think
used to
they
happen.
may have. Yeah, I've been
So
wanting
I'm
to-
surprised those two groups get along because
Right?
Well,
It
you'd be
seems like it would
surprised
work.
because I think if you listen or watch the all that cryptid crap enough I think UFOs and
I'm all about the
Bigfoot
cryptid crap. Yeah.
Bigfoot and UFOs could be connected. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he may not be from around these parts. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh,
Who
you
knows?
think Bigfoot's an alien?
Well, because like
It's
people,
from
I mean,
up north,
I've
yeah.
watched a lot of ancient alien or whatever, and they say that whenever there's like a Bigfoot sighting, there's also like weird lights in the forest and stuff, and who knows? Like,
Huh. There's
Who
a
knows?
comic that just came out by James Tinian that if you guys are into the UFO stuff, worth
Blue Book?
checking out called Project Blue Book.
Yeah.
mhm.
He did two mini series, and the first one was about the I always forget the couple's name from New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, Betty and Barney.
Hill?
Barney. Yeah, what's the last name? I forget. don't know.
Hill,
Hill, I
Hill,
think, right?
Hill.
Hill.
Yeah, Hill.
No, you
Oh,
muted
did we-
yourself, Keith.
Oh, did we lose him?
You're muted, Keith. Yeah.
Muted.
Nope, still muted. Oh,
there we
you
go. I was
There-
sorry.
Yeah.
I got too excited about aliens, and I
Yeah,
hit the microphone.
yeah.
But there was about them, the first miniseries, it's almost like a documentary in comic form where they just talk about what happened. And then the
That's
most
cool.
recent miniseries is just about the history of UFOs in the country, from how Project Blue Book started to Roswell to up to modern times. And it really entertaining stuff. And every issue has a backup story with a new creator and artist doing
Oh, cool.
stories about other weird phenomenon. So it's,
Oh, that's
if
cool.
you like stuff like that, worth grabbing and checking out. Especially Tinian's like the hottest name in comics right now,
Right.
Mhm.
So and doing
I wish-
something fun like that. Which
I wish
is
I could read more of his Something is Killing the Children. I read like 4 issues, and I'm just like
great book.
so busy. But those 4 issues were pretty amazing.
I'm still following that one monthly, and it's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how he keeps it up. Like every time I think the story's getting like kind of like boring,
Mhm.
something will happen and it flips it in a whole other direction. It's great. I like his it's not to get on a James Tinian tear, but his Department of Truth just started up again. That is a great book. Really like that, especially if you're into conspiracy stuff. But anyways, we have we have a lot of cool comments in the chat here. Daniel Worley's with us. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Nicholas Goitra, is that how you say it? Goltra.
Oh,
No
Nick Goltra.
panel. Goltra looking great. Panel looking great. My friend Beth McNutt. I would love to read a Keith Gleason horror comic.
Horror.
Amy said, "Yes, Keith and Harry can write, and I dare say I could draw." Yeah, you could.
Mm.
Hey, Don Chin. We haven't seen Don Chin in a long time.
Yeah.
What's up, Don? Good to see you, man. Beth McNutt, she said yes. And Dr. Mask in the chat. Hail Indie Comics Relay. What's up, Dr. Mask? Glad to see you for like literally 2 minutes this weekend at the convention, which is good. Amy said it was great to see you Saturday. Sorry, I was so focused on work and didn't really get to say hi. Amy says that Bigfoot, what is it? Is
Or
that Bigfoot or a juggalo? Whoop whoop.
We lost Harry.
Oh, Harry. Oh, well, I'll wait for him to pop in again. Bigelow. There you go. That's great. Dr. Mass says, no worries. I know you guys are busy. We're going to try to make it out for the October show. That's great. And then Art of Ray. Hail Ben, fellas, and my topic of interest. Stopping in to say hail and gonna post this on Twix. Take her easy. Oh,
Thanks,
awesome.
Roy.
Thanks, Roy. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah,
Always like seeing new. What's that?
I'm simulcasting on my channel too.
Oh, are you really? Oh,
Yeah.
great. Thanks, man. Hey, anybody that checks this out, I'm happy about that. Oh, breaking! Look at this. Yo,
Oh,
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
Johnny.
yes, he made it. What's
How's
going
it
on,
going, Johnny?
Johnny?
I'm at the currently closed Ocean Beach fishing pier.
Nice.
All right.
You've been to the pier before, Keith. I think you
Oh, is
remember
that
when
one
we
we
came out to the
did?
pier?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's closed. It's closed because a storm came through and washed away half of it.
No
Whoa.
shit, really?
Yeah. So you can't go onto the pier anymore. But I just went to the bar over there and I got tuned up and I looked at the time and I realized Indie Comics Relay is live right now. So I wanted to pop in and say hi to everybody.
Yeah, definitely, dude. We were hoping you'd make an appearance. Now, Johnny, you know Tony James, and you know
Of course I
Ben
know
Soto,
Tony. Fucking love you, kid.
Love you too, Johnny.
and then we got Ben Soto and his brother this time, Justin Soto.
Oh, right on. Awesome to have you guys. Where's Harry?
He dropped out right before you came back in. I don't know.
Of
where
course
is.
he did. Of course he did. Unbelievable, that guy.
So, Johnny, when does San Diego start officially? Tomorrow?
So preview night starts tomorrow. I was on the show floor today, and I was actually wearing my Mighty Mascot shirt, but
Oh,
they
nice.
didn't have AC in the venue going yet. So I literally sweat through that shirt, and I had to change halfway through the day. It was so hot in the venue. The weather's comfortable in San Diego, but they just didn't have air flowing. So I was sweating balls, kid.
Hopefully are they going to fix that before preview night?
Yeah. I think the reason for it is that the massive doors are open for like big machinery, so they didn't want to run the AC while these doors are open. So in turn, the heat and humidity came in. They couldn't cool the place off. Tomorrow, I'm sure it'll be fine, but setting up today was killer. Let me tell you.
That's kind of what we did at Plastic this weekend. Like, I actually had volunteers closing the door after vendors came in, just so that the AC wouldn't go out the door and we wouldn't have that problem, you know? Thank God.
You wouldn't have the Monster Expo problem that they ran into.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was
But
thinking.
that's not on that show. That show is great. Just one of those oversights, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that happens all the time, you know?
Yeah.
That's awesome, Johnny. I look forward to seeing pics and your stories from this week. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'll try to keep everybody updated, but I don't want to take up too much time for these wonderful guests. So before I pop off, I'm going to give you guys a look at the Pacific Ocean.
Nice.
So give me one
Hey,
second
hang on.
here.
Let me make you big on the screen here.
So hold on, I'll see if you guys can see it.
Wow. That's
Beautiful.
absolutely
Oh, that's
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Wow.
We were on this pier with Johnny, like, what was it, 2 years ago, Johnny?
We went for a special edition, right?
Yeah, was that 2 years
That
ago?
was 2021, yeah.
Dude, yeah, that is such a beautiful
Time flies.
area of San Diego.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I
for
gotta
sure.
get back there, brother. I gotta get back there for a summer
Yeah,
show.
we can make it work. We'll just have to figure it out. Like I said, we gotta get another booth on the floor. That way we
Yeah,
can bring
that's
friends in. You know what I mean?
Yep, I think that's the key.
Absolutely.
We'll work.
That way
on
we
that.
can bring in Ben and Justin and Tony into a booth and
Yeah.
represent East Coast on the West Coast.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. And then, Johnny, plug anybody. I know you're
Yeah.
doing a panel too. Do you want to plug that real quick before?
Yeah, I should probably plug that. So I'm doing a panel with David Lucarelli and a bunch of other awesome creators. That's happening on Friday. You can find it by searching Johnny C in the schedule for Comic-Con. I'm doing another panel on Sunday. So there's 2 panels I'm going to be on. Sure, if you just search Johnny C in the app, you'll be able to find which panels they are. But one's on Friday, one's on Sunday. I'll make sure I take pics. I'll make sure I'll keep people updated.
That's awesome.
Cool.
I wish we sent you there with a camera to record it. It'd be great for the show.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe next.
It's
maybe
Dave's panel, so he's doing it. Yeah.
Did you know if he's recording it at all, or probably
I
not?
don't know. I don't know, unfortunately. Yeah.
It just feels like it'd be useful information for our channel, you know. But
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So that's the thing. A lot of it's about writing for indie comics. That's literally
Right.
what we are. I mean, we had an awesome writers episode that Tony and George Medina were both on. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
things like that,
one.
panels like these are definitely very informational. Yeah, absolutely. It was a great one. And so, like, I encourage anybody, it doesn't have to be at San Diego. If you're at a convention and you see they're doing constructive panels about, just making comics, doesn't matter if you've already made comics. Go to that panel, check it out. Just make sure that you're aligned with what people are saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Johnny. Well, thank you for popping in, man. It's always great to see you.
Yeah,
I was hoping you'd
absolutely.
pop in.
Sorry I missed Harry, but
I
great
like
to
the
see you
pop in.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, good to see
yeah.
you.
We
man.
still
I
don't
love
get
a
to see
pop-in.
what happened to him. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
I don't want to stop the show to find out, but I figured
Yeah,
he'd be
yeah,
back by
yeah.
now, but I don't know.
I got good cousin Roger Morocco here.
Oh,
How we doing?
What's up, Roger?
he's my favorite comic historian. He's here with me in San Diego.
Nice.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys have a
All
good
right,
time.
guys. Absolutely. Have a good show. Great seeing all of you. We'll catch you on the flip side.
All right, Johnny.
All right,
Have
see
a
ya,
good
Johnny.
one.
All right.
Yeah. Take care, guys.
Bye. Nice. I was
So-
hoping that would happen tonight.
Uh, Ben and Justin, how do you work out the college football thing? Is it Sooners or Longhorns? What are you guys doing?
Ah,
Yeah.
are you
Just
guys
Texas
football
Tech.
fans? I'm not. I'm the typical geek. I don't like any sports except for wrestling and UFC. I think is the only 2 that I'll watch.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm more of an NFL fan than I am
Oh, okay.
college. Yeah, college doesn't
Gotcha.
bother me.
Okay.
Nice, awesome. So yeah, and Tony, what's going? So you have Star Noir, and you said you had what's your next project? You have something else coming up, right? too, besides
Yeah,
Star
this is
Noir?
the last couple of months have been pretty interesting for me. So I had originally intended to remake Reloader, and I was working with this Marvel artist. Her name is Naomi Vittori.
Okay.
And she drew like a brilliant cover for us. I actually showed Ben that cover on Twitter.
Yeah,
And
looks awesome.
yeah. And then we got to the interiors, and it was what I could best describe it as, like, good, not great. And I think because of Star Noir and the quality of both the art and the writing that Star Noir has, I am in this sort of interesting position where if the next book that I make, the next series, is as good or better than Star Noir, I kind of developed this like brand for myself where you're like, oh, it's a Tony James book. Well, he's going to really bring it in both the art and story. So I had to unfortunately put that one temporarily on the shelf. I think that artist is still great. I think we'll still work together in the future. But Pablo, my artist on Star Noir, he recommended this other artist for this Western that I also have. Like, I've said on the show before, like, I just write a bunch of scripts and I shove them in a drawer. So there's this other Western that I had envisioned doing. It's I don't want to spoil too much of it. We're gonna go oversized with it. It's like Silver Age. I don't know if you can technically call that oversized, but
like a Silver Age size comic.
yeah, we're gonna do a Silver Age size book. That one's great. That mixes genres the way that Star Noir does. The artist Nacho Lazaro, I don't. He's been following me for a long time.
I've heard that name before. I don't know where.
Yeah.
Maybe it was from you. But
Yeah, he's actually like a really really big fan of Star Noir.
cool.
And then I was telling him about this Western and all of the crazy things that we do with that Western. and he was super into it. He says, and I was just like,
Nice.
hey, it's 3 acts. I gotta expand it to 5. It's gonna take a little time. So as soon as I'm done with that, and book 3 of Star Noir is like off the ground, we're gonna link up and make that book. So that one's
Nice.
really
So
yeah, that
go
was
ahead. I'm
exciting.
sorry.
Yeah, so that one's really exciting. I think the only hint I want to give about that story is Helium 3. It's a resource that you can kind of look up, and you can kind of get some hints as to what that Western might be about. But that one's really exciting. I've wanted to tell that Western for so many years now. And
It's
yeah,
finally coming to a point where you're gonna do it.
yeah, and
great.
the artist Nacho, it's like he's had so many pieces on his Instagram that just look iconic. They just look like they're from books that you've like thumbed through on a coffee table for years. So
Oh, wow.
I'm really excited to start working on that with him.
Nice. That's awesome. And now, are you gonna work on this like in tandem with like Star Noir, or are you
Yeah.
gonna try to? Okay.
Yeah,
So maybe
the-
like next year you might do that one
yeah
too.
I understand why some creators they kind of have that one series and then they just do like different spin-offs and permutations of the one thing.
Yeah.
I'm right now not interested in that. There are a few series that I want to get started, and then once those stories wrap, like there's more Star Noir stories, but like I want to get this one and this Western and this other one that I have, and once those are running, we'll kind of just ping pong between the different stories, and then when one is wrapped, we'll do like kind of like a different permutation of that story.
That's cool. Yeah. No, I totally understand, because like making comics is such a huge undertaking that you really have to pick and choose what you want to tell in order, because you're tied up for a long time making a comic. You know, all you guys know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying anything different here. But like same with me. I'm like I'm kind of caught with like, I love the Mighty Mascots, and I kind of want to keep going with that. Like, especially now that I'm working on issue 10, which is a huge milestone for me.
That's awesome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Thank
But
you.
I have other ideas like Tony does, or that you want to get out of your head. I'm actually thinking about one that Johnny put in my head. I saw Johnny on Saturday briefly when we went out to dinner after the show, and we talked about this comic that I want to do. And now he's kind of steered me into the idea of making an anthology, which might be something that I do. Like I'll do like the first story to kind of set up everything, and then bring in a bunch of creators to kind of flesh out a bunch of stories. And then maybe I'll just do it as like either a oversized issue or like a graphic novel size thing, and then kind of go from there. And if I get it off the ground, if any of you guys want to jump in on it, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but I could share you the idea after the show if you want.
Yeah,
sure. Oh, we might have Harry here. Let me see.
Oh, welcome back.
We got like spinning.
Oh,
wait, here we go. Hey, there he is.
Hey.
What happened?
My computer crashed. I was going to blame aliens, and I was also going to say I'm actually Johnny. Actually, you don't see us in the same place at the same time. So I'm just kidding. No, I was actually watching the show while I was in hiatus. But
yeah, it was funny. You dropped out and Johnny came in. It was
so
kind of wild. It was so wild. But I'm glad he made an appearance. Really.
Yeah.
Quick.
Oh yeah,
I
was cool
didn't
to
think
see
that
him.
was going to happen.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed
but
him.
Yeah, no, it was good. But
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Oh, we're talking about making comics, and let me see. Is there anything in the chat here? Hang on before we go on any further. Harry said he's trying to get back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry says, "Hi, Johnny." Nothing
That's
like
fine.
all the stuff I missed while we were talking. Nothing like a bunch of sweaty comic fans. Yep. Weather is here. Wish you were beautiful. Let me see. Woot, go sport ball. Oh, Brandon was with us. Hey, thanks for having me. The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart at Plastic City Comic Con 2024. Yeah, definitely, Brandon. Thanks for coming to the show. Let me see. Western. Oh, look at this. Western.
Oh
I
yeah,
am probably on board. Yeah, dude.
it's
Thank
an
you for a comeback.
yeah, it's an absolute love letter to that genre. Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
along with those horror films in my father's cabinet, there were all the classic westerns were in there.
I love good westerns,
I mean
man.
the
Me
Wild
too.
Bunch, like holy cow.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah,
And all those Clint Eastwood ones are so awesome.
yeah,
Love
I
those
think,
movies.
I think Tombstone's my favorite.
yeah.
Tombstone's a
that's
great
good
one.
That's my
10 books in a series is huge. The most I have in a series is 3. Oh, thanks, Dan. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I was going to recommend. I just saw Horizon, the
Oh
the
yeah, I
Kevin
wanted to see that.
Costner one. Fantastic. All the reviews are horrible for it.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I thought it was great. So I wish it was. I know he's making 4 of them, so the movie kind of just stops after 3 hours with no,
Mhm.
with no kind of like, you know how like a movie will have a wrap up even though it's a trilogy. It just kind of stops in the wherever it is in the 3-hour mark. But
Mhm.
overall, awesome. And as writers, you guys will love that because it's I think he juggles like five or 6 different storylines in there,
Wow.
and it bounces between, you know, all of them seamlessly, and he'll introduce major characters at the 2-hour mark. You know, it was like crazy, but it's really good, especially if you love westerns. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then another comment here. Great show, Keith. I love the day. The people can't wait till next year. Oh, that's great to hear. Thanks, Pete. So enough about me though and my convention. You guys are here to promote comics. So let's talk a little bit about the Trick or Treats. Where did you guys get the idea for this? Is it just from watching like good horror anthologies or reading good horror anthologies?
Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, so it came from I think mostly like reading a Lovecraft. That was our first story, or a couple of stories that came from inspiration of like Lovecraft or something inspired by Lovecraft. So
Okay.
we decided to do just these short stories. We wanted to do something short and not, like a long, grandiose story, as we found that was a little out of our capability at the point when we started Halloween Head Comics. So we wanted to say, let's just see if we can tell short stories first and see if we can really nail those down.
That's
And
smart,
that's
though,
what we
Justin.
did.
Smart,
Yeah.
because a lot of people come out with their 1,000-issue epic right out of the gate,
Yeah.
and realizing that was too much. And I mean, people don't normally, start. Well, I feel like people want to do their major comic and not really do short stories. So it was
Right.
good that you guys thought of that at first. It's usually the opposite way.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like you get into it and you want to tell your magnum opus. You want to tell like that this is the story that I was born to tell. Before you can even walk, you're trying to run a marathon, and
Yeah,
so
right.
that's that was the kind of the point of it. Was like, let's see if we can just tell these good short stories. We want to make them the best as we can, but we also want to just focus on really quick stories. So that's what we did. We released the first issue of Halloween Head probably back in, I think it was 2017, which was just 2 stories of one was from me and one was from Ben, inspired by Lovecraft. We did it again the next year, and then the year after that, we decided let's collect them. We'll put it into Tricks and Treats Volume 1.
Nice.
We did that 2 years ago. So yeah, it has been like 6 or 7 years since we started doing this. It's been a little bit.
Great. I like I love anthologies. So like I think what you guys are doing is great, and and thanks for bringing me aboard to do some lettering for you guys.
Yeah, of course.
That came out of like nowhere, and I love it. I mean, I love the stories I worked on. All of them are great. So
Thank you.
especially I gotta admit, my favorite was that last one we did. I don't even sure how you pronounce it. Is it Die Brucka?
Brook. Yeah.
Die Brook. Okay.
Yeah.
That one, and Ben, you shared that video with me.
Did you watch that?
I did. It was pretty crazy. I showed it to Amy too, and because she likes that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And I liked what you guys did with that story. It very like throwback to your Lovecraft roots.
Mhm.
But I also love World War II stuff. It was such a good mixing of the both genres
Yeah.
that that was by far my favorite of all the stories that I worked on from you guys.
Then you'll love my pick for tonight's comic that I'm sharing because
Oh, nice. Yes.
it deals with World War II, Nazis, and Bigfoot.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in.
I can get behind
Right.
that. Yeah. You get behind that. But yeah, and I love when people do like wacky like crossovers like that, you know.
Yeah.
Not that you guys were this one was wacky, but like I'm talking about the one Harry's talking about. She's I just see how that all works together. But
I was trying to find. I was scrolling. I'm like trying to find a comic. I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? It's like Nazis, Bigfoot, and like whatever.
yeah, that's always good when you find the weird things like that.
Yeah.
Actually, mine tonight is a monster book too,
Oh,
so
cool.
that's kind of cool. So we kind of lined up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, I love the idea of this anthology. And do you guys have you guys? I know you crowdfunded the last one, and this one is very close to being funded, which is good. And you still have a bunch of time
Yeah.
to get it done. You're at 91%, and I'll show the campaign here shortly, and you have like 30 something days left, I think.
Yeah. I think like 39 days left.
39 days. Yeah, you guys should hit this no problem, which is
Yeah.
great. Are you guys continuing on with a third volume next year?
No, we're actually switching gears and doing more character-centric stories now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the future of is it Halloween Head Comics? Is that the name?
Yeah.
What's the future for you guys after this?
So we're planning a 10-issue maxi series.
Okay.
I want to say it's all ages, but it probably is more like PG-13
Okay.
because there's going to be some scary stuff in there. It might be a little too scary for small ones, but it is going to be a little more like younger oriented.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like YA or something, like with
Yeah.
Supernatural or something like that.
Yeah, probably something closer to Stranger Things.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Is there any other any more of the plot line you can give us, or is it kind of like you guys are still developing it, or
No, I mean I can drop you more or less what it's about. It's
like what's the elevator pitch for it, if you don't mind?
I haven't really developed a good solid elevator pitch yet.
Okay.
But I'll give you a little brief.
Okay. Yeah. That'd be
summary.
great.
So it's about a kid who just recently lost his mother, and so him and his father moved to his mother's hometown where she's buried
Okay.
to help take care of her father, who's his grandfather. And when they're in this town, there's this cult activity going on, and he comes across the spirit of this. He's a good guardian spirit of the town to kind of protect it. And he's kind of this legendary story about this headless rider who killed this kid in a pumpkin patch.
Okay.
And so that's that little boy. He's a ghost, and his purpose is just to protect the town from anything that crosses over from the other side. And so this guardian spirit and this boy join forces to fight against evil, this evil cult that's resurrecting stuff.
Oh, cool. I
Oh,
like
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that'd
it's
be
called
great.
The Frightening Adventures of Little Jack.
Okay.
Cool.
I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like I could see that working. That's kind of like there's something similar, not just in the title.
Ghost Whisperer. Is that what you think of?
Kinda. Well, no, more like
No.
Oh, Jennifer Love Hewitt? Yeah.
Yeah, she was
no, but I'm thinking more like maybe like Paranorman, or like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you ever seen that
Paranormal.
anime?
Paranormal. Is that-
Paranorman.
No, but there
Yeah,
was there
Paranorman.
was an animated one
Paranorman.
called Paranorman.
all right.
that was like a lot of fun. That was kind of like
Yeah.
almost like a PG or Coraline or something like that.
that was
Right.
kind of
Or was
creepy.
it,
A little bit of Hocus Pocus in there too.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
I like the
Yes,
idea
Magic
of
Town.
like this cult resurrecting like monsters and things like that, or it's like Buffy with like the hell mouth and you know,
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
yeah, that's good. That's fun stuff that you can play with and build a whole world around essentially, which is great. I like the idea of that. I can't wait to see that come out. You guys
Yeah.
gonna do it like a single issue every?
Yeah. Floppies.
Yep,
Cool.
that's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right,
I'm pulling up an
Halloween
image
Head
right now.
Comics. Yeah, that's awesome. Venturing out from the horror anthologies. I love it.
So, did you guys like independently become writer or were writers or artists without knowing it, and then you collaborated at the end, or did you guys were all doing it together, or how did that work out?
That's great. Look at that.
Oh, look
Thanks.
at that.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
zoom in a little closer, Ben?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see like some of the details.
Oops.
It's like the headless
Change it.
horseman superhero.
Right. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, look at that.
Just like the
The
glow effects
skeleton
on the
guy.
pumpkin.
Yeah, and I like the skeleton guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So,
So
this is
that's what the
Jack-
kid looks like when he channels the power or whatever. Is
Right.
that-
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. It has a nice Halloween feel to it still, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
Wow.
that working. That's great. Almost like a good version of what was that? Oh, was it Jack-O-Lantern, the Spider-Man villain there?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
remember him? Like a good version of him.
Exactly.
That's great. Yeah, I look forward to that, boys. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you guys
so-
are both working on that one together?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Justin's penciling. I'm inking and coloring.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you guys
And
both
writing. He's writing
wrote
too.
it.
Yeah. Well, we both kind of co-plot, and then I do the scripting.
Nice.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah, no, I love collaboration like that.
It's like the Coen brothers for comics.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, right. It's a great comparison. It's great. No, I love it, boys. Actually, while we're here, let me start taking a look at your campaign right now, so we can share it to the audience.
Oh, and Harry, just to answer your question,
Oh yeah, right.
Oh yeah, do that first, and then I'll share. It.
I had always wanted to just draw, really, and then Ben had always wanted to be a writer. Eventually, he decided that he wanted to draw too, and that's really the reason I started drawing, is because
Mhm.
Ben started drawing. This is back when he was like, I think 14, 13 at the time. And I was
Okay.
probably 7 at the time.
Mhm.
I wanted to do
Mhm.
whatever my big brother was doing, so I got into drawing around the same time he did.
Yeah.
And then as we got older, he just kind of developed more of a writing brain than I did. I always just wanted to draw pictures. Like, I didn't really care for reading. That wasn't my bag. So
Yeah.
I
Were you
kind of
guys
comics because
both,
it looks cool.
Were you guys both avid comic readers, or?
We tried to be for a while. My mom, I always tell this story, and it breaks my heart still today. My mom got into the whole Satan in the toy box stuff, like
Satanic Panic.
yeah.
Oh, no, really?
So one day she comes into our room and she's like, "Take all your comic books and throw them away." I'm like, all right. Yeah, so we did that, and then like 2 years later, she's watching Oprah, and I come home, and I guess they were doing an episode where they're talking about how valuable like Superman issue #1 is,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Your comic books could be worth something." I was like, "They could have been." And she's like, "Do you have any comic books that are worth money?" I was like, "No, you told me to throw them all away, remember?" She's like, "No, I just meant the bad ones." I'm like, "No, that's not what you said. You said all of them."
Now, real question: did you really have anything that was worth something?
I not like big, not anything big money. Probably like $50, $60 these
Okay.
days.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oprah
huge.
Oprah is always right though too, and the thing that's
She's always right. Yeah.
the thing that's most impressive about her is that she always makes the cover of her own magazine. Magazine. I don't know how she does it, but
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
no.
It's quite the feat.
I know really.
Quite the accomplishment to be on that magazine every month.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this campaign. That's funny about your mother. My mother never did that, but she always was like, "Get rid of these things." Anyway, I never did.
I think every kid has
She
the
didn't
same
like the
story.
clutter, is what it was.
Mhm. It's actually nice meeting her over the weekend. I never met her before.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Yeah, that's
talked
right.
her
You got
for
to
a while.
meet her, yeah.
yeah, it's cool.
I wanted to ask you guys is how was your experience been with Fund My Comics?
Yeah.
I haven't
wanna
I
ask
haven't
that.
done a campaign with them yet. Has it been good or
It's
good
been pretty.
experience?
It's been pretty decent, especially this time. I think the last time I used it, I did a second chance campaign for Volume 1,
Yep.
and it was still new, not a whole lot of traffic. But this time, it's doing pretty decently.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good. The layout is a little weird, because I guess you're not used to you're used to the other crowdfunders,
Right. Yeah.
Like I wasn't. This is interesting, like how they have the links up here for all your stuff, and
right.
but yeah, no. As you scroll through it, it starts to look more like a regular, like a campaign from another site,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you guys are right there, 91% ready, and just want to scroll through, look at all these bald men. Love it. It's great. And yeah, oh my god. So let's I want to kind of go through the different. This is the cover for volume 2.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Like Preston Acevedo.
Oh yeah, I've heard that name. I think I've seen him on other things.
Yeah, he's a fairly popular cover artist in the indie realm.
Nice. He does a really good job with this. Looks
Yeah.
awesome. Love the werewolf.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
ripped.
me too. Yeah, he goes to the gym.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he's ripped. He's
Yeah,
taking
right.
that MGH or whatever.
The HGH, yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever
HGH
that is.
is an HGH.
That MGM. Brand.
Yeah, right. So, and how many stories are in this one, Ben or Justin?
Shown here is going to be 6 stories, but we're working on a 7th short story.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, and so this is, I'll just go through them in order here. So it goes all on all 4s. If you want to just give me a brief summary of each story, that'd be great.
Yeah, so this is about an Navajo man who just kind of goes for a spirit walk in the desert. And the real reason he's there is kind of revealed towards the end of the story. It's a place where there's been a lot of missing people.
Okay.
And he discovers why there's been a lot of missing people.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I like the artwork.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yep.
Thanks. Yeah.
And then Cephas, I know this one because I worked on this one. This one is
Right.
Would you consider this one kind of like a Morbius type character?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he's a vampire who was betrayed by his coven, left outside to burn in the sun, survives, and then comes back years later after he's stronger and healed up to destroy them.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. And you got a lot of info across in such a short story. That's the one thing about doing short stories. You learn to become, get to the point quicker on a lot of things. And
Definitely.
yeah, I really liked working on this one. I thought it was a cool character. And do you have future plans to continue this one?
Yeah, I would like to. And some of the people that have read it have reached out and asked if there's more to the story.
Oh, nice. That's good. That's good feedback. When you get that.
Definitely.
Yeah, this one was fun. And then let me see.
And you did a great job, Keith.
Oh, thanks. I try to when I look at a story, I try to mimic what you guys are doing with the letters as much as possible. Try to hear their voice in text. Or just the aesthetic. I try to match the aesthetic with what you guys are doing as well. So that one was pretty easy. And this one is another one I worked on, the San Nefando. Is that how you say it?
Nefando, yeah.
Nefando. This one was good too. This one's very Lovecraftian.
Yeah, very Shadow over Innsmouth.
Yes. Reminded me of what is that? Is it Lovecraft that there was a movie about it.
Dagon?
Dagon. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
reminded me of. Dagon by the Stuart Gordon. That was great. And this would remind me of that a lot. And so if you read that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one was good. And this one's like a couple kind of wanders into a town and stuff happens basically. If you know Lovecraft.
Basically, yeah. They break down in a town, they find these squid monster things, and Lovecraft story ensues.
Yep. I love it. And this one is my favorite right here, the one I was talking about earlier. Die Bruke?
I think it's Die Bruke. Yeah.
Die Bruke.
German. Deutsch.
Yeah,
It's German.
Yeah.
it's
So
German.
this
for
was
the
like
bridge.
a German World War II story, but also very Lovecraft. And I loved working on this one. This is my favorite by far.
Yeah, man, you made this story sing. Really, it really came alive with those letters you did.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially right here, that lettering, that was awesome. I love what you did there.
Yeah, I was trying to get for that, like what, like like if the monster was like communicating telepathically, it
Right.
look
Yeah.
weird and otherworldly, So
Mhm.
definitely wanted to get into that, and
Yeah, you
I
nailed it.
I think
Wow.
like the I made the choice not to put the borders around the balloons because I thought it
Mm,
blended in better with you guys'
Yeah.
artwork here too.
yeah.
So, and then yeah, just stuff like this was really good. Like this panel, like it's wild. Like I just love weird, like remember those comics, like weird war stories and stuff.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just love stuff like this. So yeah, this one was great. And then this one was good too. I mean, you guys have a lot of good stories in here.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one was like an old EC Tales from the Crypt kind of story.
Right. Stylistically,
love-
this is probably the most fun I had
Yeah,
working on.
I agree. And for me with the lettering too, like I
Yeah.
tried to match like the, like
The-
right
the
here with
offset.
the offset, like outlines and things like that.
Yeah.
It reminds me
no.
of a Creep Show a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Doesn't it? Yeah, it definitely has got that Tales from the
Hitchhiker.
Crypt.
Oh,
Uh,
sorry.
yeah, yeah, that
Thanks
was,
for the ride, lady.
yeah, that's a great one.
Right.
Creep Show too. Love it.
Yeah, that's the thing that made me afraid of Lovely Nielsen for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
that was-
yeah.
that was my first. After that,
But
like, I started,
Creep Show was basically just because Carpenter and Romero couldn't get the rights to Tales from the Crypt, so they just created their own thing,
Mhm.
and it's the same thing, if basically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is great. I love the way you guys colored this and the feel of it. It's just old school. I love it, and
Thanks.
and it's a great story too. It feels like
Ooh,
one
that's
of
a
those
great
old
panel.
Tales from the Crypt stories where you kind of don't know what's going on, and then at the very end, it's revealed, and you're like, oh, okay,
Right.
yeah, good stuff. Now this one I'm not familiar with, the across the sea. What is this
Mhm.
one about?
So this one is it's about a deep sea diver who's looking for treasure with his uncle and his crew. They go down, or actually he goes down to look for the sunken ship that has the treasure they're looking for. He ends up finding some Lovecraftian creatures down there. This was actually the very first story or comic I ever published myself. This was probably done in 2015.
Oh, wow,
The whole thing
okay.
is done in watercolor. Each panel is its own painting. I had just
wow.
gotten out of college, and I was like, I feel like doing something really artsy for my my first comic outing, published
Oh, pretty
comic
cool.
outing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I did this.
I was going to
and
ask
so-
you. It looked very like watercolors.
Mhm.
That's cool.
And yeah, so this is a remastered version of that. Me and Ben went through it. We tightened up the monologues and the dialogues, and he adjusted some of the coloring on it. And yeah, so we put it together, made it a little more succinct, a little tighter story wise, and yeah, we're putting it out with
That's
this
awesome,
collection.
I love that panel, by the way. The
yeah, it's a great, like the colors here too, and the water and everything.
You just give me an idea. We should do like a collaboration. The story of Wilson, whatever happened to him. You know, where did he go? You know, who cares about Tom Hanks? We get it. You know. What about Wilson?
Yeah, that's right. He was lost at sea, wasn't
I
he?
know. Maybe he got together with, maybe he had a family. You don't know. Like,
Oh, this is neat. You're gonna do a second cover with just the pens
Just the
and ink.
pencils. Yeah, this is just a virgin cover. So
like it.
no
Great idea.
dressing.
You should do a colored one of that too, without the like a virgin style. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
And then you guys doing okay. So you got a bookmark. You're doing a sticker. That's a good one. Button, wristband. That's a nice idea. I haven't seen that in a lot of campaigns. And you guys are doing
is
shirts.
Halloween your favorite time of year, or would you guys say?
No, more of a Easter guy.
Oh, Easter.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's
Just get
unusual.
around and watch Easter movies.
That's unusual.
Oh, that's great. And you guys are doing commissions too on top of that. That's
Right,
great.
yeah.
Great idea.
cool.
Awesome. I like the shirt too. I actually like your logo a lot for your comic company.
Yeah, Anthony Wynn did that.
Oh, really? Okay. And that was like, so that was like when you guys first decided to be a publisher or self-publisher.
Well, actually, it was whenever we launched Volume 1.
Oh, okay. And
Sorry,
was he one of the artists that
I,
worked on
I said Anthony Wynn, Ryan Wynn.
Oh, Ryan Wynn. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wasn't sure if that's who you meant or not, but
No, yeah.
Ryan's great.
Yeah, Ryan is great.
I like Ryan a lot.
I miss Ryan.
I do too. I don't see him on YouTube. I see him on. He posts a lot on Instagram, but it's hard to talk to somebody on there.
Yeah.
One treat I had this weekend at my convention, Fabrizio came to the show and set up, and so I got to talk to him a few minutes.
He's one of the good Italians.
I gotta agree. I'm Italian too. You wouldn't tell it from the name, but my mother's maiden name is Posca, so I'm half Italian. But
which half?
Yeah, right. But no, I like this campaign, fellas. I mean, I think there's no way you guys don't hit. And I recommend, just based on the story, the handful of stories I worked on, this is worth grabbing, especially if you like horror stuff. And you said there's going to be a 7th story that's not listed on here, right?
Right. Yeah.
Now, what's the 7th one going to be?
If you scroll up to the top,
Okay.
you'll see the writer. His name's Chris Parfit.
Let me go up. Hang on. Chris Parfit.
Yeah, him and his brothers have a podcast called Belief Hole, where they talk about paranormal stuff, and that's kind of where I met him at. They actually found
go
us.
buy it?
Yeah, go down just a little bit.
Okay.
He's on that list of guys right there. Chris
There he is.
Parfit.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, so he wrote like kind of like children's poems, and they're kind of creepy. And one
Okay.
day he told a story in the podcast that one day he read them to some friends of his, and they're like, "Yeah, maybe don't read those to kids." And and so I reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, Chris, you mind if we publish it? You can draw it, illustrate it?" He's like, "Oh yeah, sure." So he sent us the poem, and so
Oh, sweet. So you guys.
so that's what I'm illustrating. It's like a 4-page story.
Oh, okay. So it's like a bonus story that'll be in there.
Right. Yeah.
Fantastic. And as far as rewards, let's see what you guys got going on here. Okay, so you can get the book digitally for 10, which is always good. 3-pack for 20, and that's what do you get?
That's volume 1, volume 2, and then we've got this Frightening Adventures Little Jack kind of preview book. It's like I'm calling it issue 0.
Okay.
But even though it's like more of like a far ahead kind of just random adventure of his.
Oh,
and
cool.
It's 14 pages, and so I'm throwing that in there as well.
Oh, nice. That's great.
I just haven't gone around to coloring it, so it'll be black and white.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's a bonus thing, right?
Right.
So, yeah, that's cool. And then $30 will get you the physical book. You get a bookmark, you get the sticker, you get the button, you get the wristband, all of that for $30. That's pretty good.
Yeah. 100 pages.
100 and would you say 100 and something pages?
It's 100 pages. Yeah.
100 pages. Yeah, that's good stuff. $30
So-
Wow,
bucks.
that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a lot. And then you get the digital version. That's pretty cool. And then you get the cover B, $30 as well. And then both covers for $55. You get a little bit of a savings there. And then this is book and sketch. Oh, wow. That's not bad either. And then you pick the cover. Okay. And then we got book and sketch, Ben Soto, and then one by Justin Soto. Okay.
Right.
And then trick or treat bag. Oh, that's cool. So you guys are actually designing a trick or treat bag too?
No, it's just what we call this package. We
Oh,
did
I
it-
see. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I misinterpreted.
No, you're good. We did it with volume 1 as well, where we had
Yeah.
like just about everything in there.
Yeah, you throw everything in there. Oh, wow. You
Yeah.
guys get a sketch from both of you guys on top of that too.
Yeah.
And you get a print. That's cool. Numbered physical hash can. Oh, wow. That's awesome. And then you get the graphic t-shirts. Are the t-shirts doing well for you?
I've only sold 2 so far,
Okay.
so it's all right. I mean,
Yeah, right. It could go better, could go
right.
could
Could be 0.
be 0. Yeah,
Could
that's
be
true.
3.
Yeah. And the prints are nice. You get the cover and then the Cephas one, which I
Yeah.
think that is a great image that you should use
Yeah.
for a print.
I love that. Yeah.
Came out good. And you get a mug. Yeah, you guys got a lot of stuff. Oh, and there's more.
No, that's it.
Oh,
I turned the pagination off, but it still shows at the bottom.
Oh, okay. So even if I hit it, it won't go anywhere.
Yeah, it won't go anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great campaign, guys. It looks cool. I'm glad to hear Fund My Comics is getting better. Like you said, it was a little rough at the first one, but now
Yeah,
the second one's like a night and day.
yeah.
Nice. No, I like what I'm seeing here. And yeah, no, it looks good. I recommend everybody check this out. I'll let me put the link in the chat here. Does Fund My Comics, do they work with PayPal, Venmo, or what do they do for payments?
You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure they do PayPal. They use Stripe. Stripe, I think that's what it's called.
Oh, okay, that's sort
Yeah.
of PayPal. I think
Yeah.
it's the same company. I think.
Yeah, the other ones use that too.
Oh, do they? Stripe?
Yeah. Indiegogo,
Gotcha.
Kickstarter also have Stripe.
Gotcha. There's so many. Let me see. There's some great comments here. Dan says, "What's a good middle of the road price for a cover artist?"
Depends on how good they are, and
Yeah. I mean, guess
popular
what
they are.
level of yeah, like you said, level of skill that you're looking for. I've paid anywhere from like 75 to like almost 300 for a cover, depending on who, you know what I mean, who's doing them and the skill level. How about you guys? Any experience you want to add to that, or?
yeah,
I usually
ahead.
just go for you know, if I see artwork that I really love, and then the artist is like, oh, this is what it is, and I'm really surprised by the price, like, oh, that's what you're gonna charge, I'm definitely in. So it's just kind of like a sort of personal taste of like, you love this art, and then also like the price for it is kind of surprising and very exciting.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll put in like a request and have people send me portfolios, and some people are criminally undercharging themselves because their
Yeah.
skill
Mhm.
level so high, and then other times it's the opposite. The skill level's so bad, but they're charging so much, you know.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's like
It's always been a question for me too. Like, what would I, what to charge somebody for, my drawings, whatever. I never know. Do I charge by the piece, by the time, or I mean, it's like
it's tough because you gotta
constant,
find that sweet spot.
right?
I think, like where you don't want to go too high or too low, but you also don't want to undercut yourself as well, So
Right.
yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes, like with Amy, like when she makes a puppet or something, like the amount of time she puts in there, and if she charged what she should, it would be like
A
no
lot
one
more.
would buy one from her,
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
But it's just trying to find that price, where you can live with them, doing the work and then getting paid somewhat worth what it's worth,
Yeah.
Mhm.
But other questions here. Fund My Comics, at least you can actually contact a real person. Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that.
yeah,
That's cool, because sometimes you have problems setting up something and you want to talk to somebody. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't think you could get anywhere with anybody on Indiegogo or Kickstarter, so they got one up on that. Dr. Mass said he likes Preston's stuff. Yeah, I gotta agree.
He's awesome.
I'm sure I've seen a bunch of it, but sometimes it takes me a while to associate the name with the art sometimes. Blast Speed Industries, what's going on, Brian? Come to Austin.
Hey, Brian.
I have a show tonight at Shakespeare. Starts at 11. I would, but I don't know when the next flight to Austin would be. I don't know. You guys near Austin?
Well,
Justin's a
somebody
couple
is,
hours
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a few hours away.
You got to run down there tonight.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay. Amy said Ryan is very talented. I gotta
Yeah,
agree
he
with
is.
that. GJ Martinez with us. What's going on, man? The bros that I love always.
Ah,
Good
thanks,
to
GJ.
see you. Justin Soto and Ben Soto. Hello, Keith Gleason and the rest of the panel. What's
Hey.
up, GJ?
How's it
How's it
going,
going,
GJ?
man? Evening chat. Amy said my audio is cutting out. Am I cutting out at all, guys?
It was earlier. You're fine now.
Yeah.
I sound fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Gremlins tonight. A lot of weird
yeah.
things going on tonight.
Ryan is currently in the bunker. Plus, his job keeps him busy. I wish he would come back. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Miss him.
Miss him.
And I put the campaign in the chat for everybody to check out. Belief Hole Podcast.
There they are.
Freaking
Hey.
love Halloween head
Yeah.
comics. Last issues we got were killer. Awesome. And so this is what was
Yeah.
his name? Chris.
Yeah, it's
From
either
the-
Chris or Jeremy, his brother.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure which
Hey,
one's
Chris,
running the-
Jeremy, whichever one you are. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Mr. Parfit's the easiest.
Yeah, there you go. One of the Parfits. There we go. And then Brian says, Detroit is the most Halloween obsessed place in America.
Nice.
It could not be a hit there. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you should
Awesome.
market to Detroit. You know, I don't
or,
know.
or Salem. I mean, that's pretty Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, Salem's pretty crazy in October around here.
Yeah. Well, it's
Um,
Halloween 24/7 there. It's like, all year round.
It is,
like,
but like it's worth
365.
October.
Yeah.
We did a show there, like one of those art festivals in the street. It was pretty crazy. It was like
Yeah.
the weekend. It was like Columbus Day, that Monday, and it was still crazy busy there.
Mhm.
Oh, Ron Larry, what's up? What's going on, Ron? Nice show, Keith Gleason. Thanks for dropping by. Ron Larry's a cover artist for like Dynamite, and
Well, he would know the
Oh,
answer to that
cool.
question, right? Ask him. How
Yeah.
much-
Well, Ron is definitely one of those high end guys.
Oh,
He's
high
like
end.
his paintings are like heavy metal magazine quality.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's like one of the or Ron, if you well, if you wanted to answer that, you could in the chat, and I'll put it up. But
Mhm.
I know you're more of a high end artist, so you definitely your skill levels are crazy good. So, what else have we got here? DS cartoons, what's going on? Dropped by to say hi before the stream ended. Yeah, good to see you here, man. Amy said Salem is overrated. Okay.
Mhm.
I agree a little bit. We're both here subscribing to Indie Comics Relay now. Love
Hey.
that
Oh,
we
cool.
caught this.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. If
Thanks,
you guys,
guys.
I see you guys got a YouTube channel. I'll pop over there after and subscribe back as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, guys. And Ron Larry says, "Yep." Detroit has Devil's Night. And Amy says Ron Larry is amazing and very professional artist. And GJ says you can't go wrong with Ben and Justin. Their storytelling is fantastic.
You
and
tell him,
paired with their
GJ.
art style is gold. I will agree with that. Having worked with both of you guys, I agree immensely. I think you guys got some great stuff. And I would say definitely check out Tricks or Treats Volume 2. The link is in the chat. If you are tuning in tomorrow, if you're not watching us live, just go to the description of the video and you'll find the link to Tricks and Treats. If you love horror, if you love indie comics, you will do yourself your favor and back this campaign. You can get the digital for as low as $10 and or the book for 30. And there's lots of bonus stuff that you get with it. So do you guys, does Fund My Crowd do stretch goals with the campaigns?
I think that's independent. Like that's up to you if you want to do that or not.
So you
Yeah.
can, yeah. So is
Yeah.
this like going forward? Are you guys gonna specifically be using this platform?
I would like to. I
Okay.
think so. I think we're just going to use this going forward.
Okay, no, that's good to hear. I mean, I it's still such in its infancy. Like I've
It
only heard
is.
a few people that have really, taken to it. I think you're the second creators on our show that have had a campaign on there, and so it's interesting to find out. I want to look into it a little more, but I think I'm probably going to stick with Indiegogo since I built my fan base there. I was going to try Kickstarter again, but I think I'm doing myself a disservice by just not, if you build it in one place, you might as well just stay there,
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a second chance or something like that, or I don't know.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt if you did a second chance campaign just to test it out, test the
Just
waters.
to test out other places. Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be something to think about, especially if you save all the graphics and everything,
Yeah. Just copy
yeah,
and paste
no.
it over.
What's that?
Just copy and paste it all over.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. And then let's take a look at Star Noir here, which is still going on, right?
Yeah, still in demand.
Still in demand. And issue 2, you said, is about finished, huh, Tony?
Yeah, literally on the last scene of a 46-page book.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been very, very labor intensive. Very excited to get to the end finally, and to really show it off. So if you want to grab the book, because fulfillment's going to start soon, so you can jump in through here and grab the book here. It's LA Confidential meets the X-Files. It's about a 1940s homicide detective who teams up with a gray alien to stop a shapeshifter who's killing LAPD officers in Central Station. Everyone really loved the first book, put a lot of pressure on the second book to be even better. But I really do think that the second book, you really kind of get the sense that the first book was really just the tip of the iceberg. With the burden of Act 1 is you can't really show all the cards just yet, and you got to really efficiently kind of get the story off the ground, introduce the characters and the main conflict. Book 1 does that, and now book 2 is like, okay, now we're off to the races. Now we're gonna see this human and this alien detective work to find out which one of the LAPD officers is actually an alien who is taking hearts from these fallen detectives.
I love it. Reminds me a little bit of Alien Nation. Do you remember that short-lived?
Oh, yeah.
It was great. Short-lived TV show and a movie.
I actually have some in the drive folder of some of the new pages that were not in the original.
Yeah, I pulled that up here too. Like
the first one.
It's a great book, Tony. It's
Cool.
well written. The art is beautiful. The colors are amazing. So jealous of the colors.
I know.
Yeah.
As a colorist, I really appreciate it, and I was just so jealous. Like, man, I wish I could color like that. It's awesome.
I'm a little jealous of the lettering too. Like, I love the way your letterer did the music stuff here too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really, really well done. And the sound effects are great too.
We just we're just constantly bouncing ideas off each other. The letterer is Marco is an Italian letterer. Yeah, he's just so brilliant. He just has such a deep knowledge of where to place everything. He has his own ideas. I mean, the putting the musical notes on the bubbles, on the edges.
It's great.
That was his idea to kind of make it more sing-songy.
And then I bet he added all this stuff too, right? The musical notes everywhere too. Yeah.
What's the go-to font for lettering?
There's a bunch of them actually.
Comic Sans, Times New Roman.
Papyrus.
You can't go wrong with Comic Sans.
Yeah, right.
There's a bunch of free ones on was it Blambot?
Blambot, yeah.
But I say the best ones are the ones you buy from Comic Craft or even from Blambot. But there's a ton of different ones, Harry.
Oh no, I'm wondering if you recognize this font here.
This font.
Just trying to quiz you.
I have
this
no idea
one
what is.
does not look familiar to me.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was gonna say is a lot of it's matching aesthetics, like I was saying earlier, especially with the Soto's horror comics.
Mm-hmm.
I use a couple different font choices in there.
Yeah.
Because it complements the story. So it's almost like when you create a logo in your world here.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Trying to find that perfect font that would kind of help sell the business or whatever the logo is for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's finding that same aesthetic with comic lettering. But yeah, no, this is really good. I mean, the first issue looked awesome too, and
this is a restaurant that existed at the time called Tom Brenneman's.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, cool. It's now like a Duane Reade. If you go to Los Angeles, that spot is now like Duane Reade. So having to recreate there's just gigs of these research photos of just trying to find different angles of what this building looked like, what the phone booths looked like, what the spacing was in that phone booth, what even the directions on the payphone that came from research photos.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you visit LA before you did this book at all?
No, I mean I've been to LA, but a lot of this is from photos and then playing LA Noir, like just taking
Yeah.
screenshots.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a great idea. That was a great game.
Yeah, that game actually helps kind of fill in some of the gaps because
No
a lot of these things are not in color. So you kind of have to kind of take some creative license.
A lot of research. It's like doing a movie. Like you have to research the time period of when this took
Yeah.
place.
Yeah,
It's really
Pretty
good
cool.
though. Like
yeah.
really good stuff. Let me see. Let me go back here. And let's take a look at these other ones. So these were just finished recently, kind of.
No, these are kind of all over the place. I just wanted to kind of pick a couple that were
Just
kind of most
I
striking.
love the backgrounds. Like this artist is really
Yeah.
good.
This is a kind of a humorous moment where Ellis meets a dog that really is not too friendly, and he's trying to be very nice and almost gets bit. It's kind of Alan, our main human detective. He's kind of getting case information, and meanwhile, Ellis, our alien, is messing around with this dog and almost getting himself in trouble.
I like his
That's
handbook
funny.
there.
Yeah.
That's great. Great stuff. I like how your paper, the edges is like a beige, not really a white. Was that something the colorist did?
It's
Yeah.
aged, right?
Yeah,
It's
Like
how
the
it aged.
aged look? Is that what it's supposed to
Yeah,
be?
to kind of make it kind of feel a little bit more vintage. He did
Yeah, I
that.
like that.
He did that in the first book as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Like it almost gives the illusion of newsprint,
Yeah,
a little bit like that. That's great.
yeah. And the
So we did
last
that in
one,
the first one. I don't remember that. I have to dig it out again and take
Yeah.
a look.
um,
I guess it's more noticeable here on
Yeah.
my monitor because it's bigger.
yeah, so this is a private detective named Louis Simpson that Alan meets, and he needs information out of this private detective who's kind of very smug, very smarmy, and they have a confrontation about it. And I love Marco after he gets punched in that second panel, just the way he like makes the weak dialogue in the third panel.
Yeah,
I really love
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
love that choice.
where the words are all jumbled, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's great stuff.
Um,
Yeah, the
but
art
yeah,
is really well. Like there's so much motion even to this
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah.
Like you feel it. Like his back is arched up. Like it's
Mhm.
yeah.
really good stuff.
Pablo's amazing. He's very easy to work with. He just I feed him so many ideas, and the way he interprets them, like it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's really cool, man.
Um,
And what was that in this other thing on? You said you.
so this other thing, I recently went to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And there's a script that I have that involves this tank that is stuck in the sand on Isla Culebra. It's
look
a
at that.
tiny island off of the southeast coast of Puerto Rico. And the history with this island is that in World War I, World War II, and Vietnam, the Navy used this tiny island to test weapons. So like in the water, there's a lot of like shell casings. Actually, I went snorkeling. I got to pick one up. It's like so heavy that it'll
Oh,
keep you
cool.
underwater.
Yeah.
And so one of the most famous things is this tank that they just sort of like abandoned and just left it there. And now there's like crabs and fish swimming under it.
Wow, look at
Looks-
that. That's
looks like
really
like-
cool, man.
Looks like a painting almost.
So there's Gwen and I standing next to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I had written a script years ago, and it's very heritage Puerto Rican based, and this tank like is featured in it, and then just kind of had this idea like, hey, why don't we just go to that island and go see it up close?
Oh, nice.
And that's exactly what we did. So
And this is a tank video.
that's if you want to kind of see it, just there. But yeah, just it's just stuff for future stories that'll see the light of day eventually.
Nice.
But yeah, right now Star Noir and then a Western.
Yeah, that's great. Let me share the link for Star Noir. If you haven't gotten in on this book, we've had Tony on many times promoting the first issue and the second issue, and now you can get both on this Second Chance campaign. So
Yes.
since you're getting close to the finish line, are you planning on closing this campaign
Well,
soonish? Or
the first in demand for the first book, that one's also still going.
is it still open? Okay.
Yeah.
It might as well, as long as you're making
Yeah.
sales off of it.
Sometimes people will grab the single one. Sometimes people will come here to the second one and get both. So I just kind of make a dealer's choice. Whatever you want.
It's smart. I mean, people go here to shop now, like not necessarily on people's websites. So
Yeah.
you guys find that experience too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like the modern day comic book store in a lot of ways,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so check that out. And like same as I said earlier with Trick or Treat Volume 2. If you guys are watching this tomorrow, the link will be in the description of the video. So definitely check out Star Noir. A couple more comments coming in. Let's see. JG Martinez getting me back into comics. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Love hearing that. Belief Hole Bro sent me. Awesome. Robin Sulu. Hey, Robin. Thanks for coming on the show.
Welcome to be here.
Yeah. Heard of our shout out the Soto brothers in the show. Killer guys with killer work. That's awesome. That's great. Ron Leary says, very nice book.
Cool.
I think he was talking about, I don't think he's talking about Star Noir, but I'm not sure. Maybe talking about the Soto brothers. I don't know.
No, I think Star Noir. I think that's cool.
I always appreciate them so much. And to this day, I'm amazed at the fantastic commission they both did for me. Oh, you did a commission for him. What was it?
He wanted Rob Geronimo's what was the name of the character, Justin? Do you remember?
Wirehead.
Oh, Wirehead. Yeah.
Fighting against Jason Voorhees. And
that's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
He drew one half, back in Texas, and I drew the other half here. And then when we got together, we kind of lined them up and kind of finished inking them.
That's
so
awesome.
It looked like one big piece.
That's great. I got to read Wirehead. It was great. I thought Rob should do more like that too. I know Blood Realm is, I mean, he's at the point where I am kind of with Mighty Mascots. You've done so many issues. You should keep continuing that because people love Blood Realm. But I liked his Wirehead a lot. I'd love to see more of that.
Yeah.
And then he said, cheers to that, JG. Let's see. Belief Hole said, really digging Tony's attention to research for Star Noir. First time hearing it. Sounds really cool. Of course, love the alien twist. Yeah, definitely.
You got to pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Yeah.
Get
Tony's
it's
worth
book.
it, especially if you love noir detective stuff. Or if you're a fan, like I said earlier, of Alien Nation or X-Files, LA Confidential. You love stuff like that.
And we make the alien encounters very, very creepy. I mean, book 2 has some ones I've been kind of keeping under the hood. But yeah, those scenes came out pretty well.
You could even say Who Framed Roger Rabbit to a degree is very it's set in LA, right? Around the same kind of time period.
I thought that was Chicago. That Who Framed was that?
I thought it was. Was it Chicago? Because I think it was California. Wasn't that the one where they were trying to build the highway, right?
Yeah.
And that was like the big villain thing, the villain plot or whatever. Or am I thinking? No, am I mixing that up with LA Confidential?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Sure.
What was Roger Rabbit in LA Confidential?
Yeah, no, because I think it was. I think it was a highway because I think Judge Doom wanted to destroy Toontown to build a highway, wasn't it? Wasn't that the whole thing?
I don't know. I haven't seen
it in a while since I've seen it.
It's been years.
But that's noir, even though it has like a million cartoon characters. It's very noir,
Yeah.
And then he said, "Welcome to be here." Oh, thanks, man. Ara joining us. Wow, great. Ara, it's good to see you for a few minutes this weekend. He's like, "Oh man, I'm ready."
Well, it's on a Tuesday, so it's kind of a weird night.
Yeah, it is a weird night. No Johnny C. Although we had him for cameo tonight, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, fellas, anything else you want to say about your campaigns that you want to share with the audience? Either
Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, definitely pick it up. The White Shoe Slaying is the name of the reward tier that you're looking for if you want to grab both
Okay.
books. So yeah, once fulfillment happens, you'll just join everybody else and be fulfilled all at the same time, and then you'll be primed for the Kickstarter in October for the third book.
Nice. That's for part 3, right?
For part
Issue
three.
3.
Yep,
And this is going to be a 6 issue, was it?
six issue.
mini?
I honestly can't believe that we're gonna start working on 3. I didn't think there was gonna be a number 1. Honestly,
Well, once you get the ball rolling, it's easy to keep going.
yeah. hmm
The hardest part is getting that first one in the can.
Yeah.
How about you, Ben and Justin?
Yeah, I just want to say, pick up Star Noir. It's a great book.
Thanks, Ben.
I
Great
love that,
writing,
the indie
great
support.
artwork. Yeah, definitely. No, I love that book. It's definitely like an X-Files type vibe, and I love X-Files. So I gotta say that.
Yeah, I agree. It's really good.
Yeah.
If you are not on my mailing list, if you didn't sign up early, send me a DM on X or Facebook, and I will give you the discount code. So if you have not purchased Tricks or Treats yet, and you would like to, message me, and I'll give you a discount code.
Oh, okay. What if you want to share in the chat your Twitter handle there, that'd be great.
Oh,
and, yeah, please reach out. And so this is a discount code for the current campaign.
Right, the current campaign, it's free shipping on the physical
Oh,
books.
cool.
Or if you just want digital, it's 20% off.
Oh, that's nice. That's very cool. Yeah.
So yeah,
definitely.
reach out to me, and I'll hook you up.
Awesome. And like I said, I highly recommend it, especially if you love horror. There's a bunch of great stories there, and these guys do a good job with it. So yeah, that's awesome. And anything else you want to add, Ben or Justin?
Justin, go ahead. If you got something.
Pick up the book. I appreciate it. If you can't pick it up right now, just if you wouldn't mind sharing it out, just get the word out there.
Yeah.
Maybe
Great
somebody else
idea.
can pick it up. But yeah, appreciate all the support that we've already gotten. Appreciate being here. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really
Nice to
cool
finally meet
opportunity.
you too, Justin, by the way.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah,
exchanging
great.
emails, but yeah, it is nice to meet digital face to digital face.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe one of these days I'll see all 3 of you guys at a convention or something, and we can catch up and maybe grab dinner after the show or something,
That would be cool. Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you guys anyone have any plans coming to the East Coast at all? Or I know I should get to Texas sometime. I heard they have some good cons there, but
What's
have
the
not-
temperature there now? Is it really hot there, or like super hot?
The area that I'm in is not too bad. It's been raining all day, so it's in the 70s, 60s right now.
yeah, that's what it was like today for us, which was
Yeah.
good.
All right. There's my link in the chat.
Oh, perfect. All
Did the
right.
wrong one first.
Let me see. Is it in the private chat?
No, I put it in the chat itself.
The main.
Oh, you did. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely hit up Ben for a discount code for Tricks or Treats Volume 2, and yeah. So if you guys, we're probably gonna move into the other segment. So, like I said earlier, if you guys want to stay, you're welcome to. But if you want to drop and get to bed or whatever, play some games or watch some TV, you can leave
Yeah.
now, and we won't take any offense since we're gonna
Cool. Yeah, I do have to go. I do want to thank you, Keith and Harry, for
Yep.
hosting us.
It's
and
nice
having us
meeting you
on.
virtually.
Tony,
Yeah,
it's great seeing you again.
Yes, I got to come back on your show.
Yeah, definitely. And Justin, I'll see you. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, and if you guys ever need me as a guest or anything, let me know. I'll definitely.
yeah,
come on as
definitely.
well,
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and then Tony, are you going to stay too, or are you...
Yeah, I actually did not eat dinner, so I got to go do that.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, actually, before I go, just seen it show up in the private chat here. So let me share it out.
Yeah.
This is Ben's Twitter handle. So go to Ben for some discounts for Tricks or Treats Volume 2.
Yeah.
All right,
hit me up.
fellas. Well, thank you so much for being on the show as always. Love having you here. And when you have new projects or you want to come on, hit me up. I used to say a couple months early, but now it's looking like 4 or 5
Oh wow.
months
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
It's like crazy how
Wow.
many people are coming on the show now. So
All right. So Star Noir book 3. It's gonna
Yeah.
be in it's
yeah,
gonna be in
we'll have to get a
October.
date for you in October and November.
Yeah.
Hit me up tomorrow. DM me, Tony. We'll get you on the calendar.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Nice to meet you guys.
All
And
right.
we'll talk to you
We'll
guys
see you
soon.
guys.
Later. Thanks.
All right.
See you later.
Later, guys. All right. So moving on to our new segment here, which is our crowdfunding recommends. We don't have Johnny with us tonight.
Oh,
So
he
it's
didn't
just
leave one.
gonna
He
be
didn't-
me and you.
We can go. I can go first because like I don't know much about mine. We can find out together.
Yeah.
Learn
Well,
together.
let me play our little intro here. So hang on.
Yeah.
All right. So
And
let me
we're
bring up what's that?
And we're back. Sorry.
And we're back. You know, I
Brief
love
intro.
those little headers that Amy
Oh, yeah, no,
created
they're
for
cool.
us. They're pretty awesome. So yeah,
Wait.
so your choice tonight.
Did Amy show that little Johnny flying to?
Oh no, you know,
No,
I never
oh.
got that video. I
Oh,
should have.
I thought maybe I missed it.
We were
Oh, yeah.
talking about it.
Oh yeah.
Actually, you know what? Let me go back out real quick because I don't think I clicked the audio for this because you said the video was something else, right?
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. I like the artwork and the theme or the.
Okay, perfect. There we go. So yeah, so now your choice was Sasquatch War Ender, and you
Yeah.
were telling us a little bit about it. Now
So I was looking at this and I discovered it like maybe a week and a half ago when I was like thinking about what the next one to promote, and it says here launching fall of 2022. Is it possible that it launched then
Oh.
and then it's not even out now? I mean, because at the bottom,
maybe.
because at the bottom of the page here it says there's a 2024 date on it, so I don't know if it's still. And this
Yeah,
is
I don't know. I wonder what.
and this was pre-ordered too. It's like a pre-order thing here. So
yeah, I don't
but-
know. War Ender. So maybe they did it on a different platform or something.
Yeah, because when I
The
discovered it, it says-
artwork looks great though.
yeah, I like the black and white, and then the
Yeah.
splash of
Really
color.
well drawn though, like really nice looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at the video. I'm curious.
It's
Is it a long
pretty-
one?
No, it's pretty short.
Okay. Wow. Beautiful artwork. Dude.
Yeah, no, right. 60.
Really good. Wow.
Yeah. It's got everything I love. It's got Nazis. Well, not Nazis, but not Nazis. Don't
That's
get me
great,
wrong.
dude.
Bigfoot
That's-
fighting Nazis and World War II
Yeah.
stuff.
Holy shit. That's awesome. Yeah, this
Yeah.
looks great, dude. So we don't know if this ever got made or not. I mean, this
curious
is a
because it said-
preview page from 2022. So,
Yeah, so-
they might have made this. They might not have. I don't
'Cause
know.
it also says pre-order too. So I don't know. I guess you can pre-order the thing, but
Yeah, I guess we'd have to look into it, but
yeah, I know it caught my eye. I'm like, oh, sweet! Like it
looks great. Yeah, I would love to get this book. I'll have to look it up later and see if
fighting-
it's actually.
They're fighting Nazis and a evil scientist who wants to I think clone Sasquatch to fight for him or for them, I guess. Or so it's kind of cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, mine's like a monster one too, and that's this one. It's a Confederate Monster number 1 through 4. Now this is by Dave Schwartz. He is a fellow, used to be part of Alterna like I was. And he started this book. He was on our show a couple of years ago, I think.
Mhm.
And I think it was on when he was doing issues 1 and 2. And it's basically if they did the Frankenstein monster, but in the Confederate times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool
Cool.
story. And I've read 1 and 2 and I really like it. I'm glad to see he's finally finishing it. He's got 48 hours to go. He's already hit his goal, which is good. But I thought I'd share it here, put some eyes on it. He never asked to be on the show, which, we would have tried to have him on, but I figured I'd share it. And Dave's got a great artwork. He's a great storyteller.
Mhm.
And if you like Frankenstein and you like Frankenstein's monster, I think you'd like this book. As you
I
can
do
see,
like-
it's really nice.
I
What's
do
that?
like him. I do like him for the same reason I like the Hulk, because anybody, any superhero that didn't ask to be made, created, like
Always the best. Yeah.
His son didn't ask to be made. He's got put together by this crazy scientist, and like everyone hates him now. And they're like chasing after him with like torches and stuff.
Yeah,
like-
exactly.
I felt bad for him. I don't know. You just feel sorry for him in a way. The character.
Yep. And this was the book that was at Alterna when I was there, The Feast or Famine.
Mhm.
And that was like it dealt with like Albert Einstein and Tesla, like
Yeah.
alternate versions of them from different realities. It was a pretty cool book. But yeah, the Confederate monster is really cool. And yeah, like if you like a twist on Frankenstein, I'd say check this one out. Dave's a great creator. I'm glad he's coming back to finish it in this book.
Yeah.
So you got 48 hours to check that one out. So yeah, jump on it if you can and support indie creators. So that does it for our recommend section. And now let's move into our shameless self-promotion.
Sweet.
I love these bumps that Amy made for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I figured this would be the section where we talk about more, maybe more. If you had more, I'd love to hear more about what you saw and anything at Plastic City, and then I could share some mascot stuff a little bit too. That
Oh, did we get those your figures? Your little figures?
yeah, that's when I
yeah.
have. So I got to talk to the 3D printer that was at the show this weekend. His name's Lars. He's his company's called L&K 3D
Yeah,
printing.
I think I actually I bought my friend's eldest son a dragon. He makes a dragon.
Oh, you
right?
bought? Yeah.
So I
yeah.
bought, he liked the size of the dragon that came with the egg that he also printed.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, I want the dragon, but not the egg. And I'm like, well, how much are both? Because like the little kid, his little brother wanted the egg. I'm like, you know what? Just buy the set, and you can have the egg, you can have the dragon. Like whatever.
Yeah,
So,
right.
cool, pretty elaborate. Like, looks really cool. Like the shininess of the dragon, and
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he brought me some samples. Like, so we're working out pricing,
Yep.
and also when I did the mascots, I didn't want them to all be the same size. I wanted them to be kind of like size accurate in the comic.
Mhm.
So I wanted like the humans to be smaller, things like that. So he brought me like, I don't know if you can see this, but like, so I did,
oh, cool.
he
Wow.
did Boxer Bear. Let me see if I can make myself bigger here.
These are different than the ones you were showing me, right?
Yeah, the ones I was showing you were one color.
Yeah.
So
They're
he's
awesome.
able to do 4 colors. And then we bought this kind of plastic packaging.
Oh, it's awesome.
And then we had Mondo made too.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did like, how like on action figures on the back, you have like these ties to hold them into place. So that's what we're kind of doing. The only thing I have to do is design the back now. So it's not just a white,
Oh yeah,
white thing. It'll
these look
probably,
much better. than-
yeah, they're really nice. The details
Yeah.
incredible on them. So they weren't going to work as muscles. Like I originally envisioned them as muscle figures,
Mhm.
which are those little pink guys. Remember those from the 80s, those toys?
Yeah. Yep.
But when I was talking to this 3D printer guy, Lars. He was saying how elaborate it is, and it's hard to do them at that small size and make them work.
Hmm.
It has to be done a different way. So when he showed me them in a bigger size, I was like, oh, I kind of like those too, you know? So,
Hmm.
so I'm going to pursue it and see if I can make a nice packaging and, you know,
How is it price wise? Is it comparable to
it's
the
not
first?
bad. Like, I think I could sell a set for 20, which I think is pretty worth it. Would you say
Yeah,
that's a good
no,
price?
I think
point?
so. Look really good.
And if I sold all 4 sets, maybe I can knock off like $10 or something. But
Hmm.
so yeah, each figure is, you know, depending on the size, is anywhere from, you know, a couple bucks to like $7 or $8. So, and I figure if, with the packaging and everything else, probably be about $20, you know, and where I can make a little bit of money and you know, I think it would sell fine at that price, you know.
So you'd sell them by themselves as a set and
I'd
as a
probably do, there's 8 of them, so I'd probably
Mhm.
do 4 sets of 2, and I would sell each set for 20.
Mhm.
So you get 2 figures for basically $10 each.
And would you do a bundle with that with the comics or
Yeah,
just?
I would do something like that. I was
Mhm.
even thinking about might be too much, but going the He-Man route and putting like a mini comic in there, you know. Remember a
Mhm.
lot of the He-Man figures had the mini comics,
Oh
you know.
yeah, yep,
I think that would be
yep.
kind of fun, but it might be too much. It might bring the cost way up high, but
That's actually kind of smart though, because like like I was my friend Lucy and her 3 kids. Like one year for Christmas, I didn't know what to get them, so they have these like for the little girl. She's like my goddaughter actually. I got her these little things called calico critters. You know, I don't know if anybody has kids that
oh
so
yeah,
I
I've seen those,
they're
I
like
think.
little animals, like animal families. You know, it's like koala bear families or giraffe
Yeah, yep.
families and like bunny families, whatever. So I got her some, you know, a family in a little like a house or whatever they all live in, or a camper or something. And she like loved it. And every year, and then her brother, her older brother, and her younger brother like wanted some too. I'm like, oh, all right. So almost every year for the past like 5 years, I've got them calico critters, you know. I'm like, there's other things, guys, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is like it's not a scam, but it's like a gimmick where, you know, calico critters like has the same family, but this time they're in a camper, or this time they're in
Yeah,
a
right. Yeah.
house, or in a beach house, or you know, like
Like
a
how many times can they sell you the same thing, you know?
exactly. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is actually it's actually pretty brilliant, you know what I mean? Because like they
Yeah.
keep changing the scene around. So
It's like
maybe
Pokemon. How many times are you gonna buy Pikachu, you know?
yeah,
You know,
right.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, but yeah, no,
So maybe you can do different like settings with your figures. Like here they are, and you know, in this setting, or here they are.
yeah, yeah, she loved them.
Yeah, they must
But
have time.
you know, no, so yeah, I'm thinking about that. So I think when I do the next campaign for 10, I might add those in as an extra thing to help
Mhm.
me make the goal quicker and stuff.
You can
And he
create
can
the
do some crazy things too. Like he said, he could make the alien like I can make him glow in the dark, you know, if I want to, or I can make all the figures one color, you
mhm.
know, and make them all glow in the dark if I want to do crazy variants, or you know. So I don't know.
You can create the laboratory where they're all made, you know, or you know,
Yeah, right. The
do like
play set.
right.
I'm trying
Do
to
all
think
kinds
of
of
like
things.
so their origin is they become alive because of a 3D printing accident.
Oh yeah, yep.
So now it's like now you get your own 3D printed versions of them, you know, or something. I don't know.
That's
They're
cool.
maybe it could be like the original 3D heroes now in 3D, you know, or something.
Mhm.
I don't know. Something like that. Maybe
No,
like put that on the packaging, or you know,
yeah.
be kind of fun. But yeah, no, I like it. I like where it's going. I'm glad we're finally making them. Been trying to make these things for 2 years now.
Yeah, I never seen those versions. They're pretty awesome, like the detailed ones.
Yeah, no, I was really happy with what I saw when I went to the
Did you
Plastic
meet?
City and he handed them to me.
Did you see him? Did you talk to him during the summer stroll? I know he was there, right? Is that what you?
Yeah, yeah, I saw him there too. And
Yeah.
I the first time I talked to him was at an art festival at Devon's. That's
Hmm.
when I first started talking to him. I knew
Yeah.
him because he did my show a couple of years, you know, for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And we just started talking, and I said, "Hey, you know, what do you think of this?" And I started telling him about my plans for figures, and then this guy actually knows his stuff. Like he's got like 4 or 5 3D printers, and he knows all the material, and so he's a good resource. The other great thing about him, I don't have to pay for printing. I could just meet up with him somewhere and get the figures from, I mean, not pay for printing, pay for shipping. So I can just meet him somewhere and pick it up instead of like,
So he's local.
Mailed. He's local, yeah, which is
That's
even
cool.
huge,
Yeah.
bigger. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Oh, they came out really good.
No,
Awesome.
thanks. Yeah, I forgot to bring. I wanted to show you guys. I'll have to show you on the next live stream. My friend John Mills made me a nice like shadow box of the Mighty Mascots, and my God, the artwork and everything on it is so incredible. Like, I don't even think holding it up to the camera will do it justice, but I'll show it to you guys next time. Next time we're live. It's pretty awesome. I want to put it back here in the backdrop somewhere too. So, but yeah, no, I'd say everybody tune in tomorrow for our Plastic City wrap up. Me and Amy talk about it for like 20 minutes, all the different things and all the stuff we loved, throw in a bunch of pictures and things like that. So you guys check that video out, dropping tomorrow at 6 p.m. on the YouTube channel. Harry, you have anything that you got?
Tune in. Did you say goodbye? Did you get a chance to say goodbye to Jimmy Hart before he left, or did he just leave? How does that work?
I did. No, I went over there at 3:30.
Yeah.
I walked him out to almost to just the doors of the show.
Yeah.
And my mother was right there.
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey Jimmy, it's my mother." And my mother was wearing like a black shirt, like he was dressed all in black.
Yeah.
And she was wearing a black shirt. And he said, "Oh, hey, we both could work at the Olive Garden." He said to her.
Cool. Oh.
Just kind of funny. My mother had no idea who he was. She never watched wrestling.
Yeah, I was telling my friend and her kids, I'm like, "Oh, this guy right here is very, very famous. He's a very famous guy." I was like, "Oh, really?" Like, they just didn't know anything about him.
They don't care, right? It's not like a TikTok star or something,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then he left, and I checked with his handlers yesterday to just make sure he got back to Florida. I guess he's going somewhere else this week to some other show. So the guy's a busy guy, man.
Yeah. How'd you end up like finding him or booking him, or was it?
I ended up when you become a promoter, you end up getting emails from everybody, like every agent in the world that's trying to book a guest somewhere. Like they just randomly email your convention website. And that's
cool.
sort of how I found this guy, because this guy had all these wrestlers he represented, and he sent it to me. And Jimmy Hart and I think Bret Hart were the same price and on the lower end of things. And I was going to get Bret Hart, but after talking to Johnny, he's like, "No, go." Johnny was absolutely right that like Jimmy Hart was a better with the guest and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I went with Jimmy, but I wouldn't be opposed to getting Bret. But you said you met him before, right? And he was kind of
no, I never actually met him. I was at a convention that he was at, and he looked kind of like slumpy in his chair and something else.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from a few people, that he just kind of shows up, and that's about it,
Yeah. Just kind of shows.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Randomly.
Well, I'll have to see next year I'll have to look at the wrestling list and see if there's anybody there that we could get in the door. That would be pretty awesome,
Yeah. Well, good for him for coming up. I mean, he's 80 years old. Yeah, he's still doing it. It's pretty crazy. Like,
dude looked awesome for his age. Like,
yeah.
I only hope I look that good at that age,
Right. Yeah.
Holy shit. But I wanted to ask you, do you have anything you got any promotion stuff that you
I can show that latest logo that I did. I'm pretty proud of.
Yeah, if you got it, I'd like to look at it.
Yeah, I have it somewhere.
Then we'll wrap this up, because we've been going for like 2 hours and 12 minutes. So
I do have a PSA also, because how I was telling you about that dilemma I was in, like, how do I, this that job that I was offered, kind of.
That's right. Yeah.
So, the guy was very. I mean, I've been talking to him for the past 2-3 days, and I think after everything, it was a scam. I think.
What we're talking about is Harry got an email. Was it an email?
It was an email that I got on last Thursday. I got
You
an
got an
email.
email from a client looking for a logo, right? Was what it was?
Or it was actually like a COVID prevention type thing, and he wanted 8 drawings on 8.5 by 11 size paper, or in PDF format, just depicting certain things, aspects of COVID, like doctors wearing masks, or people, 7 people, a few feet apart washing their hands, or standing in line. It's just different scenarios of COVID, just to teach kids from the ages of 15, up.
Yeah, like rules, or like
Yeah, and then
guidelines for COVID kind of thing.
It was a very lengthy email, and many paragraphs with like directions, and each thing was explained fully, like, so you wouldn't think it was like anything suspicious, because it was very involved, and there were some misspelling of words, and like the English was kind of like weird too a little bit, and I'm like, what? So I'm like so then I at the end it said
they find you through LinkedIn or something.
LinkedIn, right? Like, yeah.
Okay.
And
I get
that,
some wacky emails from there too,
and that kind of made sense to me too, because I apply to things all the time on LinkedIn, and I don't even think of it. There's no way to research it either to see who you emailed or whatever, because like you just click the easy apply button, and your online resume gets sent to wherever. And at the end it said, like, so you wanted $1,000 for each drawing, each scenario, for a total of $8,000. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
What? That he wants to pay you that much?
Yeah, for each thing. So that was like, wait a minute, is this
that's a little crazy?
Real? So then in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, because I this sounds too good to be true. And it said, like, and because of the crazy, the amount of money we're talking about here, I'm willing to send you a partial payment in the form of a bank check. I'm like, oh. All right, but he never asked me for any like pertinent, personal information, like social security numbers or anything like that. It's like, all I need is just your number and your mailing address, so I can send the check. I'm like, and I'm like thinking the whole time, like,
oh no, that's very scammy.
Yeah.
Like,
so then I'm like,
and who does a check in this day and age? It's like,
right. What are we?
Everything's like PayPal and Venmo now. Like,
yeah. So then I was never not suspicious. So I'm like, is there any way we can like meet? I didn't know if he was local or not. Can we meet? I'm like, where are you based out of?
Get a call on the phone.
Yeah,
can we talk?
Something? Exactly. That's right. That's what I suggested. And he's like, no, let's keep it like, texting and emailing. I'm like,
Yeah.
And then I'm like, so then I kept asking questions, whatever. And I'm like, listen, so how about just so I can feel safer, let's put it in writing. Can we write a contract, and figure and do it that way? He's like, sure. Why don't you write it up? I'm like, you want me to write it up? Because I'm the one, you're asking for me for work. I have to write up the contract, So I actually wrote one. So I wrote it over the weekend during your convention, not during it, but around that time.
But yeah, during the off times, yeah.
I finished it, on Sunday. Your convention was on Saturday, so Sunday I finished it, and I let my friend Lucy actually read it. She's like, "Oh, it looks good, professional, whatever." So then I'm like, "All right, I want to send it," So I hit send, and it got bounced back. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm glad that I never ever could have told them anything. God. Yeah, so
that they probably would have stole your identity off of
the
info you gave them. And
so anybody out there who just be careful who what
when it sounds too good to be true,
right? It usually is. But let me.
Well, you know what? We have to fight a lot of scammy stuff on the Plastic City front, like on the Facebook page. We get a ton of it. Like I noticed, we had to start monitoring like comments, because there was people like they would, whenever we post something about a guest coming to the show, somebody was like going in the comments and saying, hey, vendors, if you want a table, there's tables available. Just email this email.
Oh, wow.
And they put their email. So, and it's going to somebody that's not even associated with us or anything. So me and Amy had to start monitoring comments. And whenever we saw that, we'd have to block the person and, delete the comment. So there was one that was up there for a couple of hours one day, and it was like, God, I hope no one sent this dude an email,
Yeah.
If they did, I haven't heard about it, so thank God. But and then we get a lot of emails from people claiming to be Facebook and that our page is in violation and it's going to be shut down and all this other crap. And I was like, yeah, buddy, sure. So I just delete it, and so we get a lot of crap like that. So Facebook has a lot of scammy stuff on there,
Yeah, well, it's getting to be close to that the election year, so who knows what's going to be like.
Yeah, it's going to just get worse.
It's going to get a lot worse. So let me see if I can present here so I can show you.
Yeah, present it, and then we'll close out the show after we get to see the logo here.
Share screen, right?
Yep.
And then share screen. Hopefully I'm doing it right. I can never not. Here we go.
You got it?
I think so. So where are we? Entire screen, right?
You have to pick your screen on your side when you do it, I think.
Okay, so pick a screen.
And then you pick the one that it's on if you're doing 2 monitors.
Oh, here we go. You have to click on the thing.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so.
And then you just click to the one wherever the image is.
All right, so here's my image.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. That looks good. Can you zoom in a little more?
Let's see.
Oh, yeah, you showed me a little bit of this one. Was it last week or last time we were live? Or was it or did you show this to me at Plastic?
I think at Plastic, yeah. I think I showed you on my phone, actually. So here,
that's what it was.
So this is it's like a freelance job they did for the Natick Fire Department.
Yeah, it looks nice.
This is they're building out, and it's called Downtown is the nickname of their building there. So I actually they sent me a picture of their building and I drew the whole thing. I'm no architect, so it's not drawn exactly, but like
no, it's nice.
I'm very happy with the way the bricks turned out. Like if you can, I don't know if I can. I can't even.
Oh yeah, I can see them. Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, so I did like I had to teach myself how to do a pattern, and then and any image you click, any shape you click on, it becomes that pattern. So it came pretty good.
That's like the beauty of YouTube. Whenever I need to know something like in Illustrator, I just look it up, and there's usually a video on how to do it.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time at the place we used to work at. How do I close?
Right.
But here we go. So but I had forgotten how to do it because I haven't we haven't been there. It's been like 4 years, and they tore down the building. Actually, I just found out recently.
Deluxe?
The Groton building is completely torn down. And
really? Did they?
Who told me that? Oh, because after your convention, I went to Market Basket to get dinner with my friends.
Yeah.
And so while I was there, I ran another former Deluxer at the Leominster Market Basket. And it's like, oh yeah, Harry, it's gone. The whole thing's gone. I'm like, what are they putting there in place of it? It's like, I think they're building, doing housing there. I'm like, is it like ex-Deluxer housing or something? Like, what are they?
Weird. Do they still have the Townsend facility?
Yeah, that one's still there. But they do printing there still.
But the Groton one is gone.
Gone. Huh. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. Yeah, that's nuts. Well, I mean, they were like a paper product in a digital world. It wasn't going to last long, I
mean, they were so. I mean, I was just. Not that anybody wants to hear this, but it's just like so dumb when we were there because after you had left, there was 2 levels to that building. So they closed down the entire top level, and everybody from the top level moved downstairs to the bottom level, and just to save money on air conditioning and heating and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Amy. And I'm like, so why couldn't they have use their brains and maybe rented out the spacing upstairs, and like made some money,
You would think, no one thinks like that,
No,
especially corporations.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
So
anyways,
right.
I'm gonna wrap this one up. We've been going for like 2.5 hours. So, but join us. I think we're off next week, Harry.
Okay.
And then we are. Let me just look at the schedule right here. Yeah, we're off next week, but then after that, we have two, possibly 3 weekends in a row.
No.
There's I know we talk about keeping to the schedule, but then Johnny Johnny and me have so many friends that we got to do favors for that
Yeah.
it ends up being extra shows, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's
But
that's
after that, we're probably on track for a while at least. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, I do enjoy the weeks off because it gives us a little break, you know.
Yeah.
But
That's cool.
so yeah, next Monday we're off, and then the following Monday we're back. So so everyone check that out. All right, everybody, thanks. We're gonna wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Go back our guest projects. Check out everything that we got working on. All the links are in the description of the video. And tune in tomorrow night. Me and Amy made a video with the Plastic City wrap up. You want to check that out. It's like 20 minutes. And we just talk about all the different aspects of the show and, you know, what we thought about this year's convention. So, all right, everybody, till next week, we will let you go. Any last words, Harry, before I wrap this one
Well,
up?
since Johnny's not here, as he always says, read some comics.
And be excellent to each other. Yeah.
Exactly right.
All right, everybody. Have a
All right.
great week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Good night,
All
everybody.
right. Good night.